You know, making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure helps a lot. Finding your place, finding where you belong, not just doing something, but doing what fits you, what kind of fits your gifts in your life. Hey, that makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Taking time, taking care to find the right spot, the right niche for you. But because some folks, well, they still haven't found what they're looking for. Others, well, they have. They're taking care of business every day, taking care of business every way. It's all right, because they're taking care of business and they're working overtime. They're really busy. It's a lot to be said for just how we involve ourselves and dive into life. And people sometimes dive into life in lots of ways. They're diving into life with their hobbies and all that stuff. They listen to the ball games, take care of things. Maybe they go to Saratoga and admire the horses. They dive into their family lives, maybe in a very multi-generational way. Parents, spouse, children. And you know, for a lot of people, part of their identity gets caught up in work. It's what they do. It's part of what gives people meaning. So when I talk about all those things, you know, I hope I just haven't put a tune in your head for the rest of the day. I mean, don't want to give you an earworm to work with, but if I have, hey, mission accomplished. Well, only in part. It's not just about jingles and catchy tunes. Let's kind of connect it with our readings today. Isaiah, 8 centuries before Christ. It's a story, it's an interesting story. We don't know which king he's talking about, but he's talking about one of his ministers. And the Lord lifts up Eliakim. He gives him responsibility and authority to act on the king's behalf. The king's involved in great matters. Eliakim, he's taking care of all the stuff that's happening in Jerusalem. He's a good future steward. And if you remember from the reading, what is it they're talking about? They're placing a band on him, and the keys to the house of David have been placed on his shoulders. What he opens, shuts, matters in the kingdom. You might be thinking, well, good for him. I mean, what's that got to do with us? Well, let's get back to the rest of our readings. Think about the gospel. Jesus starts out by asking, who do the people say that I am? And when, I guess, they just kind of look at the floor and shuffle their feet and say, well, maybe John the Baptist, maybe Elijah, maybe one of the prophets like Jeremiah, he kind of pushes them a little. Who do you say that I am? And among all those who were within earshot, after a pause, Simon says, you are the Christ. You are the Son of the living God. And Jesus, if you heard what he said, it's very interesting. You know, the disciples have been trailing along with Jesus for a while. But Jesus says, no one has revealed this to you. It was given to you by my Father. It's like this has been revealed to him. It's almost like to say his Father is kind of pointing out him. Choose him. And so Jesus calls him Peter. He is rock. He is foundation. Simon Peter depends on Jesus, and Jesus depends on Peter. He gives Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Hey, does that ring a bell with the first reading? What you bind on earth is bound on earth. What you loosen on earth is loosened in heaven too. So we could talk about Peter's ministry if we wanted to. And what's the phrase I heard back in seminary? Petrine ministry. Huh? The example of Peter and his successors. You know, in my memory, that's Leo the 14th, that's Francis, that's John Paul II, John Paul I, Paul VI. I go back to John the 23rd. Hey folks, I confess, I was 3 when Pius XII died. I have no memory of him. Stern pictures and all, I have no memory of Pius XII. Now, what's involved in Petrine ministry? What's the Pope all about? Well, there's lots of things, but 3 in particular are unity, stewardship, and evangelization. Big surprise, right? Unity, binding together God's people, all who desire to be one. It's his role to help keep that group to be one. Stewardship, how does the church serve people, the people in the world? And by the way, folks, maybe you know this, maybe this is a footnote somewhere. When Pope Leo or Bishop Mark talks about how he is here for all the people, that's not ego talking. It's not like Bishop Mark is only the bishop for the Catholics in the Albany Diocese, or the Pope Leo is only the Pope for the Catholics in the world. Your Pope, your bishops are there for all the people. Remember last week's gospel? Jesus came to the realization that he's not here just for the chosen ones, but he's here for the Gentiles too. He's here for everyone. And so the care of the welfare of the people of the world is definitely within his purview. And evangelization, sharing word, gift, wisdom of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, helping to connect the ways of God and be a spark in our lives too, that we might come and follow him. But more than just this handful of men who are following in the steps of Peter as our popes and bishops, how about us? I mean, how do we live the Christian life? How do we apply it in our days? Still haven't found what you're looking for? Unity? We who live in a very, very divided and fractious world? Who is my neighbor? Stewardship. Sharing gifts we've been given by God with my neighbor in ways that honor both God and my neighbor. And evangelization. How do we let the word and way of God, the presence of Jesus, the wisdom of the Holy Spirit, may we witness to it that others might hear and it might touch their hearts and they would follow. Hey folks, just some things for us to consider on a late summer afternoon. Just some thoughts on finding your way in the world today with Jesus at your side.